Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Oh, today we're going to be looking at another smkw.com knife. They were nice enough to provide me with the K-Bar Jarosz drop point folder. Now, thank you very much to smkw.com for doing that. It's absolutely fantastic. And we get to take a look at some pretty awesome knives in the process. Now, I just want to give you a little bit of background. The Jarosz family, Jesse Jarosz, is the designer of this knife. The Jarosz family is pretty much back from my neck of the woods, back in Nebraska where I grew up. Probably 35 miles, roughly, was the family farm. Jesse grew up building knives. He started forging knives in high school. Now, personally, I did not know Jesse. I knew of the family, but a younger cousin of mine actually went to high school with Jesse, and, they were pretty good friends. Jesse was building knives in high school, and I think at this point, he's had 11 of his designs picked up by K-Bar and produced, which that's pretty cool. He still builds custom knives for sure, and I don't know of any other company that has picked up his designs, but K-Bar definitely has, and that's just awesome. It's pretty cool to see, a young man starting out in high school with a passion and then parlaying that into a profession that he's doing pretty well with. So that's pretty cool, and it's awesome to see. And my cousin was like, man, you need to get one of Jesse's knives on the channel. Well, I finally did. Let's zoom out and take a look at it. As I said, this is the Jarosz drop point folder from K-Bar. And you see there, you got the black GFN handle scales. You've got stainless steel liners in it. Excuse me, they're pretty hefty liners, and there's not a lot of weight reduction on this one, so it's gonna have some weight to it. I didn't find it to be a cumbersome weight at all, but it is a little on the heavier side. Got the black GFN backspacer there with a cutout for your lanyard post. Stainless pocket clip for right hand tip up or tip down carry. As you can see, it is in the tip down configuration as it was when I got it. Just haven't changed it. Now you got a really nice looking stonewash finish on that AUS 8 drop point blade. There, of course, you got the K-Bar logo. There is Jesse's logo, Jarosz Knives. Model number 7505, and it is made in Taiwan. Now you've probably noticed when me showing you this knife here, something about that pivot. It is definitely not a standard Torx screw. It is a proprietary pivot. And you are provided that pivot tool. Now that's the one thing that you're going to have to remember is don't lose your pivot tool. Or taking it apart and doing maintenance might not be so easy. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I would be pretty sure if they're going to have a proprietary pivot, you could get a replacement pivot tool from K-Bar. I haven't contacted them and actually asked them, but I'm pretty sure you probably could. Anyway, let's get some specs on this guy. Take some measurements here. Now you're going to be looking at right about 8 inches, just a hair over, fully open. Your handle length is going to be right about 4.5. I think officially they say 4 5/8. That's going to give you a blade length of right about, they say 3.5 is what it's listed at. I see a little bit more than that, but your cutting edge is right about 3.5 inches. Yep. Right about 3.5 inches on your cutting edge. And your grip length is going to be just shy of 4. Just shy of 4 inches there. Let's get our scale out. And as I said, it does have a little bit of weight to it. I did not find it to be a cumbersome weight in the carry. 5.3 ounces or 150 grams. Carried pretty well, like I said, even with the weight behind it. Where's that pocket clip? There it is. Wow, doing that behind the camera. There we go. So you do have a bit exposed. We're pushing right about 3/4 of an inch of exposure in this configuration. As I said, in the tip down configuration. Pocket clip has got pretty good retention. Good ramp, so it's easy in, easy out of the pocket. Now, if you were in the tip down, you're probably going to be closer to that standard 1/2 inch. And plus, you don't have with the tapering here, you've got a lot less exposed in your pocket during the carry. Dual thumb stud deployment. Riding on nylon washers. And it is a liner lock. And we're looking at, I'm going to say 40%. Your liner is almost fully engaged. Not quite, but almost. So we'll call it 40%. Take a look at the centering. Centering's not too bad. Not too bad at all. What's that? It's got pretty good stock. I'm gonna measure the stock thickness on it. Stock 0.15. Yeah, right about 0.15 on the stock thickness. What is it behind the edge? Yeah, 21 thousandths, 22 thousandths behind the edge. So not too bad. It is a little wide, so you're going to have some width in your pocket. In this configuration, right at the top of the pocket, you're looking at 1.3 inches. Thickness, you're looking at, we haven't done this in a while. It's always fun to do every once in a while. Almost 0.6. So yeah, it's a chunky little knife. As I said, it rode well in the pocket. It tucks away pretty well, even though it is fairly thick down here. It rode. I had no issues with it, honestly. My overall take on it. It's a really comfortable knife in hand. My biggest concern was, one, the weight, which didn't really turn out to be an issue, and this pocket clip. Well, in its current configuration, tip down, I have no issues with the pocket clip at all, because that's a pretty big clip. I mean, let's be honest, that's a pretty good sized clip on that knife. But it has no issues in my grip whatsoever in the tip down configuration. Really like the blade, standard drop point. The finish, the stonewashed finish, is very nice. I'm really liking that. Jimping's okay. It's not fantastic. I mean, as you can see there, it's pretty shallow and pretty wide. So, I mean, my thumb does slide over it pretty well. So the jimping, Probably could be done a little bit better. Choil, as you can see there, you do have a bit of a smile there. The handle is very comfortable. The GFN, good grip on it. Pretty decent grip for sure. It is very comfortable in hand, as I said. Now you do have to take into account the configuration of the pocket clip, but no issues whatsoever. Access, good access to the liner. I mean, there's not a huge cutout there, but I have no issues. No issues accessing the liner at all. Your overall finish, that GFN, as you can see, that's contoured very nicely. The GFN is contoured all around. This spot here where you don't really quite, it's still nice and rounded. The liners have had attention paid to them. Pretty nicely done all around. Overall, pretty solid knife. Good solid lockup action. I mean, you got that big old blade there. Action's pretty darn good. No, it's not going to drop shut, but it doesn't do too bad. It comes shut not too bad on those liners, or on the Teflon washers, excuse me. Got to do some shaking. Overall, guys, this is a pretty solid knife. Pretty pleased with it. Overall, like I said, if you're not big on the little bit heavier knives, I tell you what, good work knife. This thing is solid. Very, very solid. Blue liked it. He gave it an 8.5, even though it is a little weighty. It's solid. Falls into that, to me, it falls into the work knife category. So, definitely a pretty decent option. And that AUS-8 steel, I do like some AUS-8 as well. Now this guy sells for on smkw.com, sells for $44.99. And of course, there's definitely some sentimental value to it, without a doubt. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool to see pretty much a hometown boy do good and be successful with something he loves. So that's pretty darn awesome in my book. But thank you once again to smkw.com for providing the Jarosz drop point folder for review. As always, thank you guys for stopping by and checking it out with me. I greatly appreciate it. As always, remember guys, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. You know I love talking to you. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.